Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya. Same, thank you so much for the support. Hope you all are doing great. Naya, Simosi Naya. And first of all, I am going to ask this man, why is he looking like he has breast? Or is he growing breast? Because I don't know why a man look this bulky and it looks like he need a brazier. Maybe there is need for somebody to buy him a brazier because he thinks he want to be messy with black people or black women. Let's continue to be messy, right? And I am asking why what is going on with his eyes because I am trying to figure out what is happening. And then I am looking at his forehead. Forehead looks like something that you can break coconut with. Like just his forehead, you definitely will break coconuts. Some people want to be messy with black women, right? Let's continue. And then I am looking at him. He looks so bulky. Maybe that is one of the reasons why he has breasts, but I cannot figure out though. You want to be messy, right? You think black women are your problem or black men are your problem. You are your own problem, not black people. You look like somebody that got nothing to offer to his community. And thank God black people are not looking for people that would protect them because this one is not worthy of protection. Let him go to those snow bunny, snowflakes, and get protected because it is showing all over him that he has preference. But it looks like their preferences these days are kind of unaliving some people. You know what? Let's get into this video.
I had a conversation with a white woman and a black woman about business and relationships. And I asked the white woman, what her relationship status was and, what she did for work. And she told me that she was married and that her and her husband owned a business, but they had different duties. With her duties, at the end of the month, she would, make around $20,000. And she said that, she had a great relationship with her husband. Then I had the same conversation with a black woman, and I asked her what her relationship status was. And she told me she didn't do relationships. She would F these N-words and get money. And so she would talk to, just multiple different men. And she said that her mama would tell her to get money from these N-words. And by the end of the month, she would only have about $40. Yeah. When I asked her, what she did for work, she said she didn't have a job. And that was that. I was raised around white people for half of my life and black people for the other half of my life as well. And I've experienced just different things, between, each race. One thing that I experience is, white people, they are the best, the greatest at making you feel good, being around them, I've experienced, how much, they support you, they uplift you. If you're not good at something, they don't scold you for it, they teach you and they help you become better. A lot of my friends, who are white, never really talked about becoming famous, never really talked about, wanting to be a star or to have the spotlight. And I feel like it's because, the community that we were in, you already felt like a star, Other white people made you feel like a celebrity. They made you feel good. So you wouldn't need to, you're not really missing out on anything, But what I've experienced in the black community is, that other people that look like me, are the greatest at making you feel horrible, are the best at making you feel bad. You know, being around other black people, I experienced them talking negative about, what someone is wearing, what someone has on their feet, you know, talking negative about people's appearance and their hair, talking negative about where they live, you know. If you're not good at something, they scold you for it. There's no uplifting, and everybody wants to be famous, Not sure why. What I've noticed in white churches is, if you need help financially, if you need help with moving, if you need help with food, they help you. They help each other immediately. They don't think twice. They just help their community. They're not asking questions, questioning people. They're just there for them. They're just supporting them. But what I noticed in the black churches, if you need help financially, you're told to pray about it. You're told that they're going to pray for you. If you need help with moving, the black churches, they say, we're going to pray that someone helps you. If you need help with food, you're going to have a bunch of prayers. But no one is going to lift a finger to help you. That's what I've experienced, in black churches. The pastors, they'll rather go on vacation than help the congregation, build a business, other things that I wrote a lot of stuff down. Other things that I've experienced is in black communities, in black schools, I've come to know and experience that they care more about how expensive your shoes are, what kind of clothes you're wearing. But in white communities, the white people care more about your intellectual abilities. And I think it shows, the white people that I grew up around, a lot of them wore Skechers, a lot of them wore regular clothes. They weren't name brand. Growing up, this is the stuff that they wore. And now those white people that I grew around, some of my white friends, they are business owners, they are, managers. But the black people that I grew up around who cared about the shoes and the clothes and the flash, some of them are homeless, some of them are living with their parents, or just having a hard time, let me see what else is there. What I've experienced also, with white people is they don't beat their kids, not really. Instead of beating their kids, they communicate with them, But what I've noticed in the black community, the kids are beaten, and there's no communication.
This is all I got from this video. Please excuse my facial expression and all that. I think I've had it here. That's why my face is it's really weak. And as I am speaking, it's still very weak. I cannot comprehend. I don't know if I am crying or if I am supposed to scream. I don't know what to do at this point in time. Well, first of all, I am going to start with his hairline. What happened to his hairline? Why are the hairlines like that? What happened to the hairlines? Why do they look that funny? And why does he look so bulky? At this point in time, he said black people beat their kids, right? At this point in time, this man needs to be beaten. He needs to be beaten. I don't condone violence, no bullying or harassment of any type. But yeah, hand needs to touch this man. Now, I don't know, I think I really need to be serious. And at the same time, I don't want to be serious because I don't want to start crying. But I am going to ask this. What did Black women do to some men? Because this conversation is the weirdest conversation I have actually seen in a longer time. I know I haven't seen all of it. I know I haven't bringing a lot of videos here. But you see this particular one, it breaks my heart because a full-grown man will mount the camera and all he can talk about is Black women. How a Black woman is making $40 in a month from effing what? I don't know how to. I really do not. It's really not. My spirit is not okay with this particular one, and it's really very sad that I don't know the kind of. I just do not want to include all men because I know it is not all men, and I don't know this man. I feel like singling him out, but I feel so sad because I cannot even single him out at this point in time. I cannot single him out at this point in time. They are not seeing how Black women are the most educated demographic. They are not seeing this. They don't talk about it, but they wake up every day to run with things that will damage Black women. It's unfair. It's really unfair that I don't know. I just do not know the kind of mindset some of you all have. I don't know what will make me mount camera and sit down, and all I want to do is to denigrate or talk about Black men in a bad way. I don't know what will make me do that, but I am really sick and tired of seeing videos like this because it pisses me off. It pisses me off. It is not okay. It is not okay. Whatever you counted, Black men this, Black men that. But I can actually see that just looking at you already, it's obvious that you do not identify with your community, which is okay. Black people are not looking for people to help them or to assist their life. Black people are not looking for community. They already have community. Go to wherever you are because you don't even know. I hope that you get pulled over by a what call so you know who you really are because it looks like you don't understand who you are. It's either the Black man that wears something, the Black man you hang out. Does it look? Are you looking like somebody that is worth something? I am sorry to denigrate him, but yeah, I am asking. You can insult me in the comment section. It's okay. But that man, does it look like he's worth something? He said his white friends, managers, this and that. Does he look like somebody that has something to offer with that kind of hairline he has, and with that kind of dye he has? And what is that two braids at that place looking at? Looks like a bouncer. He looks like he works as a bouncer. And I am not saying that people that work as a bouncer are not, it's not a good job. Of course, it's a good job. But at this point in time, I think that is what came to my mind to tell him that he is looking like he's not even worth anything. Yeah. I'm sure he didn't even go to school. But the most educated demographic, he is out there trying to denigrate them. You suck, man. And the sucking even, it shows on your face how you suck. That, I mean, oh my God. Oh my God. That is why they will also pew because people like him are the kind of people that they will pew straight up, or the kind of friend that they will take to maybe like all this sundown town, and he will not come back home. He thinks that he is immune, or he thinks like they will feel like he is a better person. Duh.